When I became a musician, it changed the way I approached school because school was more fun for me, I guess, because I was more interested in what I was doing.
Now, when I do a school project or an activity, I just continue. I don't quit.
My family and we had to move, we got evicted, but during the whole process, I was really able to tap into the art of music and see, while there may be turmoil in life, the one thing that's always there and that was there for me was music.
One, one, and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
In our 70-year history, we've been seeing young people achieve as a result of high-caliber music education. We've been seeing them gain confidence, gain the ability to speak and present in front of others. We've been seeing them academically advance.
I believe bringing in the arts at an early age is a perfect medium to enhance vocabulary, to enhance visual motor responses, to enhance writing, to enhance creativity, to enhance communication and teamwork, all those essential skills that denotes success in the academic and work environment. And the research backs that up.
Young people who begin to have musical training get better at music. The question is, do they get better at some other things as well? Are there other positive effects? Because clearly, if there were, then that would certainly, increase our incentive to place musical experiences in every child's life or in more children's lives.
San Diego Youth Symphony and Chula Vista Elementary School District began our partnership in 2010. The Community Opus Project is designed to specifically utilize the power of music and music learning to advance all of the concerns and the goals that the school district has.
I would say that is probably the most transformational aspect in our district. Before, our principals and teachers were afraid to have music during the day because they felt that, this is going to take away from academics. My kids aren't going to read as well or be able to compute as well because music or art is going to take away from the instructional time. That belief system or that myth is eroding.
One of the most interesting things that they've just recognized is that their overall attendance in the school district rose the year that they returned music and arts education.
Before I was in music, I didn't really like going to school because I didn't really like learning about reading and math and everything. But then I would be really bad in my attendance too. I would get to skip school all the time. My grades changed dramatically when I started being in music. They went from a normal average to an advanced average, and that was really big for my parents, and they started noticing that music was a big thing in my life.
When I looked at student achievement, and when we started with 2 schools and we saw that these kids, not only did their attendance went up, but their math scores appreciably enhanced by, I think it was at that time, 5–6%. So looking at data on many fronts made me believe that we need to do this district-wide.
My music studies, as I got more proficient in it, more advanced, more studious in it, music theory and stuff, I slowly started to understand a lot of math, a lot of English easier, and science is a big one too. all of that slowly kicked into my head. I got to do things faster. I understood all the lessons easier.
In music, you have so many details. You can be doing so many things at the same time. And the attention to detail really helped me strive in English and math classes, scoring high essay scores toward the end of the year.
What I'm experiencing as a principal now of a middle school is how we can impact psychologically these students through infusing music or the arts to shift the way they're feeling about themselves and about factors that are affecting them.
I never did a speech before until I joined Opus. They made us do solos. I didn't like doing that stuff. I was very shy, but then they pushed me to do these things. And so first I did it in front of the teacher, and then more students came before I did a solo. And now I'm like, maybe it's the same thing with doing a speech. In 4th grade, I did music after school, and I thought it would just be a one-year thing, but now I do it for 3 years, and I started playing cello. So it gave me a lot of confidence to do speeches, and now I like speaking and doing all kinds of things.
I got very involved in the San Diego Youth Symphony through my son, and through his experience, by watching him go through this. The shy Danny that I once knew, the very low self-esteem, failing his classes, not having very much hope for school, especially high school, was gone. He decided to major in music performance, and now he's thinking about double majoring in psychology and music.
What you learn from it as a person, getting out of your shell as I did, being able to tap into something that a lot of people usually cannot, and having those memories of team bonding and being able to be a team player, I think is something very valuable.
One of the fascinating skills that rises to manifestation for musicians, and especially the more advanced they get, is the communicative skill. The whole notion that they can communicate something non-verbally, that musicians are able to project emotion, that they're able to project a kind of intensity through a musical instrument.
I like making people feel something. Just having the power to change the ambience of the room, just make everybody super happy to see us, to just sad in general for no reason. Just having that power is really astonishing.
When I'm practicing, it's like you're in a different world. You get to be yourself, and you get to express yourself on what you want to play. And sometimes it's fun to make up your own music, to see if you're mad at the moment, then you make like sharp music. And then if you feel sad, I just play like flat notes, and it expresses how I feel.
We're now seeing students who are participating in 12 to 15 hours a week of music by connecting their in-school music, their after-school music, their conservatory program opportunities here at Youth Symphony into essentially a whole music pursuit. When we work this way with the school system, we're actually supporting the individual child, the family, and the whole of the school and community.
We invested the next 3 years $15 million, which is a significant investment. And the question you asked me is why? I think I have to start with parent engagement. You know, when I got to see the number of parents coming into a workshop that originally you may have 5, 6, 10, but when you have kids perform and you have a workshop, I mean, you have aunts and uncles and cousins there, and you don't have enough seats in the auditorium to fit them, and this is something special.
Those small moments that bring my family together, to see me and to see the other kids and to see me grow, it just has been very great for my family.
A la familia nos ha ayudado mucho a todos porque ha habido más motivos para convivir todos juntos armoniosamente y estamos todo el tiempo esperando el momento para ir a verlo cuando vamos tiene sus conciertos y cuando vamos a ir a verlo tocar y pues todos estamos muy felices.
Because we believe that music is important for every child, we made an explicit choice to include students with special needs. And they are fully integrated into the program. Parents of the special needs students who are in the Community Opus project have told us that their experience and their child's experience has really changed their own family dynamics. And in many respects, it's given them a sense of possibility for their children.
No, en realidad nos dimos cuenta que él estaba teniendo tanto éxito en eso porque Fernando nunca viene y platica lo que pasa. Como te digo, él no es verbal y tú le preguntas una cosa y te contesta, ¿cómo te fue en el día? Good, y ya, es todo lo que contesta. O sea, no sabemos más qué pasa en su día. Entonces, lo que notamos en Fernando cuando empezó a integrarse al proyecto fue que estaba muy contento. Y ya no estaba cansado, o sea, llegamos a la casa, comía bien rápido y vamos de regreso a la escuela para que tuviera los ensayos.
The research component of our work at San Diego Youth Symphony and Conservatory is dedicated to validating the outcomes that we are seeing, validating the outcomes that our school district partners are seeing. It's essentially providing us all with an objective perspective that affirms what we believe and what we say we see is actually happening. So we work in partnership with UC San Diego and others, but in particular with the UC San Diego Center for Human Development and the Symphony study that is tracking students over a 5-year period.
Symphony is different from earlier studies in a couple of ways. First of all, it's quite unique in that the depth of the measurements we're taking, both in behavior, the full range of scholastic abilities, but also attention and things, sort of the fundamental building blocks of student achievement. And then that coupled with the state-of-the-art brain imaging. UCSD has really one of the leading brain imaging groups in the world.
In our research program, we're interested in how do we understand more deeply the developing human brain. And what we're really interested in is how the developing human brain gives rise to developing cognitive skills and abilities, academic skills, differences in personality, different degrees of social and emotional well-being in children as they develop.
We have some kids that we've actually studied for 4 years. We've found some strong effects on some language skills. There are a number of tests of phonetic processing and phonetic awareness that our music kids are doing significantly better than the control kids. And this is in line with past research suggesting a music-language connection. Another finding is that we have looked at part of the motor system. So this is the part of the brain that controls moving in time with music, but also listening to the rhythmic aspects of music. And so we found that both the perception of rhythm and the production of rhythm are correlated at an individual level with the size of the motor cortex. So this is a fundamental finding. It's very exciting for us because we've shown this link between brain structure and individual differences. So we can say that kids with more mature motor areas perform better at our rhythmic tasks.
The deeper your understanding of the specific effects of different kinds of musical experience on different kinds of outcomes, the better you can use that information to place the most powerful musical experiences into schools' programs or in other programs that you want to provide for children.
I think a key thing to remember is that the point of music programs is not to create world-class musicians. It's not to create professional musicians. Music has value for every child, potentially. Many people get tremendous enjoyment out of playing music at an amateur level. And I think that, of all the benefits of music, is maybe one of the strongest, to bring that ability to enjoy making music together into our lives. I think has profound impact.
62.
How do you define creativity?
And 62. 1, 2, and 62. Here we go.
How do you define innovation and communication? When I talk to engineers, many of them are artists. Many of them play an instrument, or many of them, write poetry. The demands of 21st century skills and innovation entrepreneurship, you need to really think beyond the confines of academia. And you need to be able to open your mind through the arts. I don't think you can be innovative without the arts. I don't think you can be creative without the arts. I truly don't believe you can.
At San Diego Youth Symphony and Conservatory, we know that our program is very locally focused, but our knowledge doesn't have to be locally focused. We can take what we've learned and distribute and disseminate that knowledge. There's a great hunger in this country right now for an evolution in education. People want young people want children to have experiences that build them up as people and as learners. We've seen over and over and over that music education does that. We want to be able to help others in other communities make that happen in their own community.